is correct, that we are back to Moi days because Moi never liked them. Moi worked literally against them. And the fact that they are in this most, I don't know why the center, on some point, he appreciates the Constitution for providing all solutions to our problems, yet on the part where the Constitution talks about Mandamano, then they are not right. I think this is being schizophrenic. We want Kenya Kwanza government to read the Constitution, not just in parts. Read it, and you have to remember there is some part of the Constitution which also had to be interpreted, not solely, but in reading of the other parts of the Constitution. So, Senator, the Constitution provides for how to legislate those matters the way you are doing them in the bipartisan. But the same Constitution also provides for mass action, isn't it? Peaceful assembly and the rest. And, Senator, let me remind you, we're with you on set some point, and I told you that bipartisan is not the solution. And remember, I talked about Kenya being a multi-party democracy. We have to go for multi-partisan approach. And this multi-partisan, we will make Raila Odinga weaker if we go to bombers whereby we have civil society, we have religious leaders, we have the private sector, we have all sectors of the economy, plus the politicians sitting down and say, excuse me, for us as business people, we are not happy when you go to the street. You destroy our property. Religious leaders talk about the issue of religious division, which is going on now. You understand? And that should be able to solve the issue. And I want also to state the following, which is, for me, is very critical here. The reason why we are not going to allow Kenya Kwanza do what they are doing as civil society is this. The people talked about cost of living, which is among the agenda to be discussed in the bipartisan talks. Then as we are waiting for that discussion to take place, they go and pass the Finance Act, which means that Finance Act was meant to increase cost of living. Yet we're supposed to be reducing it. So we ask ourselves, how much time do you want us to give you? They are telling us to give William Ruto time. It took him how many days to reverse all the subsidies that were there, isn't it? Why is it taking too long to make it easy for us? It takes him short period of time to reverse all the gains we made, isn't it? But to reverse back to what problems we have, he needs more time, like more years. According to me, subsidies have been reduced, be removed completely, isn't it? Then raising taxes is like taking from Kenyans with 2 spoons and giving 0 in return, because there are 2 things that happen. Remove all subsidies, then increase the taxes. Reducing subsidies, removing subsidies are supposed to save them 200 billion, they said, isn't it? Now the question is, where is the 200 billion going, if not to ease life by reducing taxes, to me? Well, so, no, Fred, let me just finish. Then another thing I want to talk about the issue is that when they tell us they will reduce cost of living, which means they are promising us we are going to Machakos, isn't it? So all of a sudden we discover this car is now driving toward the escarpment going to Naivasha. So we are supposed to wait for you to go to Machakos when you are heading toward Naivasha. So the route they have taken demonstrates to us they are taking us nowhere, and they're not going to leave their promises of taking us to where? Machakos, and that's where we have to come back to the Senate.
Fred, let me say this. There's a Mio Brigade and their friends in the